Hell yeah! The NBA season just 2 weeks away. We've seen the first bunch of preseason games, we've seen superstars in action for their new teams, and I don't know about you, but I'm very excited for the new season. It seems like we don't have that clear-cut winner before the season like we did with the Warriors for like the past 5 years or so. Instead, there's a bunch of tier 1 teams, teams that can get deep into the playoffs, and teams that can make the playoffs. In other words, it's gonna be interesting. To make it more interesting for you guys, not only am I gonna have my full season preview right before the season, this year I'm gonna run through every division as well. Hey guys, Purple Prince here, and today on the plate we have the Eastern Conference's Atlantic Division. Let me start by saying that this division looks like hell. You know, like in soccer or any sport for that matter, where you're divided in those groups and sometimes you're unlucky enough to be a part of quote unquote the death group, where it seems like every team can battle for a playoff spot or win the group? Well, this is it. This is the death division. Well, 80% death division, since I don't expect anything from the Knicks, but hey, what else is new? Otherwise, this division holds 4 out of 8 teams who made the Eastern Conference playoffs last year, including the reigning world champions and Toronto Raptors. Philadelphia and Boston made the conference semifinals, and the Brooklyn Nets made the playoffs and lost in the first round to Philadelphia. Things have changed, but in reality, all 4 of these teams should make the playoffs again. So, what's changed exactly? Let's quickly run through the players. Kyrie Irving went from Boston to the Brooklyn Nets. That's an advantage. Brooklyn also signed Kevin Durant, which would be a huge advantage, a conference winning advantage, but he's not expected to play because of the Achilles injury. Celtics lost Al Horford and Kyrie, but they signed Kemba Walker and Enes Kanter. Both, in my opinion, somewhat of a downgrades in the position compared to what they had, but they'll be okay. Philadelphia lost Jimmy Butler and JJ Redick, and yes, I think the JJ Redick loss will be significant. But they acquired Al Horford and Josh Richardson, which should make that frontcourt defense scary. And Toronto Raptors lost their big star player in Kawhi Leonard, but they still have a solid team like they always had. And maybe now when they've won one, who knows? Who knows? And the Knicks, well, they whiffed on the draft, they whiffed on the free agency, but they have a young team which won't win a lot in the immediate future, but for certain games should be fun to watch, so it's not all bad. But let's have a more polished outlook. Which team has the best roster? In my eyes, it's the Philadelphia 76ers, who for this year should be the favorites to win the division. They legit have a scary starting lineup. Embiid, Harris, Simmons, Richardson, Horford, all very good to great players now or previously in their career. Besides the Big Five, it gets weaker, but not as bad as it seems to be. Mike Scott is a solid piece, Jair Smith, and so is Kyle O'Quinn. Trey Burke could round out the 9-man rotation. The bench is not that impressive, but the starting 5, oh, give me a few refills of that one. Toronto took a big hit in the summer by losing Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, they traded away DeRozan, who was a star for them, to get Kawhi just for 1 year, but you know what? It was all worth it since they won the chip. For this year though, it's a big blow. I don't see them as the favorites this year. I don't see them even winning their division. The starting unit that consists of Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, OG Anunoby and Marc Gasol is solid, but it's not championship material. They particularly are going to miss a lot of production from their small forward position. The bench is still fine. Serge Ibaka, Fred VanVleet, Patrick McCaw, Stanley Johnson, and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson and Cameron Payne should be the main guys off the bench. A unit that should be capable of holding on to the leads or not fall in deep deficits. Boston, where are you gonna land this year? I think it was time to say goodbye to Kyrie. That thing just wasn't working. Whether it was all Kyrie or other components as well, the end result was that the team couldn't get to the finals in 2 tries. All the attention, bad reports from the locker room needed to be addressed, and in a way, they were addressed this summer. Kyrie is gone, but the biggest loss I think was Al Horford. That guy gave Boston a hope against the Bucks, as he single-handedly stopped Giannis in Game 1. That guy was a locker room leader and a beloved figure on that team. Now, I don't know who's going to take on that role. The Celtics added Kemba Walker and Enes Kanter. Oh yeah, and don't forget about that big boy Taco Fall, who will be a fan favorite. But Kemba is a slight downgrade from Kyrie skill-wise. Personality-wise, I think he brings better vibes to Boston. So maybe in the end, that's a win. But Kanter is a notable downgrade from Horford, especially on the defensive side. Will Jaylen Brown finally develop? Can Gordon Hayward be the old Gordon Hayward, and can Jason Tatum become a superstar? I don't know. Which brings us to the team that added 2 superstars during the summer, and that's the Brooklyn Nets. I won't touch the KD subject since he's not expected to play, so we're just gonna go further with that in mind. Brooklyn Nets, I think, will be a little disappointed with the results. Last year, the team had absolutely no stars besides D'Angelo Russell, but they were a team with a great team chemistry, a young coach, and a willingness to play. Now you're bringing 3 veterans. Kyrie, who is a great player no doubt, but has had 2 stops in Cleveland and Boston where he was supposed to be the man but did not deliver. Without KD this year, I don't think he delivers. And I wasn't particularly impressed with the additions of DeAndre Jordan. I know he's KD's friend and he was the Defensive Player of the Year candidate just a couple of years back, yada yada yada, but I think his best years are behind him, and he interferes with the growth of their young center Jarrett Allen. They are a deep team though, so they should be a second-tier contender for sure. And what about the ever-popular New York Knicks? Currently, their 20-man roster on Basketball Reference has 6 rookies, 3 second-year players, and 3 third-year players. In other words, they have a very young team. I'm obviously very interested in RJ Barrett, but I also want to see how does Frank Ntilikina performs. I think he showed a very good improvement during the FIBA World Cup, so I'm excited to see what he does in the NBA this year. Julius Randle will probably be made the focal point of this year's New York Knicks team, and he has the skill to maybe become an all-star this year? I don't know. The Knicks probably won't make the playoffs, but this is probably the most interested I am in watching the Knicks just because of all the young talent. This is how I think these teams will be ranked in their division next year. I think Philadelphia wins it, Boston comes in second, Toronto is third, and Brooklyn will be fourth. And the New York Knicks, they are on the bottom like always. I think the best player in the division will be Joel Embiid, and here's a full top 10 list of division's best players going into next year. That's my opinion, of course. We have 4 players from Philly, 2 from Toronto, 1 from Brooklyn, 2 from Boston, and 1 from the Knicks. I think it's a fair top 10 list of this division's players. These are the awards I would give out for the players of this division. The best scorer, Kyrie Irving. The best passer, Ben Simmons. The best rebounder, DeAndre Jordan. The best shot blocker, Mitchell Robinson. The MVP, Joel Embiid. I also think the top 4 teams from this division will make the playoffs, but who can possibly win the conference? You'll find that out in my season preview, which will be published right before the official start of the new NBA season. Thanks for watching, guys. Do you agree with my opinion on this division? Who do you think is the best player in this division? Who will win the division? Share your awesome thoughts in the comments below. Please leave a like for this video. Let's get the new NBA season rolling by putting a bunch of likes for this video. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. There are 5 more division previews coming, a season preview, a bunch of historical videos, and all in all some very interesting stuff. So yeah, be a cool person and subscribe. That's it for this one. See you soon. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.
Okay, I'm back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. Back out fresh on the scene. Franchise best on the team. Blue faces busting out the scene. New life is something like a dream. New life is something like a dream.